Hello, hello. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Hey, tell me if I'm too loud. I haven't done I likes in a video in a while. I'm apologize for that. I always get really close to the computer because my mic doesn't really work with my computer like that. So if I'm too loud, please tell me so I can back up a bit. Anyway, today we're going to be doing Black Widow. I like Black Widow from Marvel in general and the MCU. Now, I'm mainly going to be talking about the MCU part, but I do have a few comic facts. This is she's played by Scarlett Johansson. The only other movies I know that she does besides MCU is there was that one movie called Ghost in a Cell. She played in that. That's the only one I know. Apparently there was a Johnny Depp movie that she was in. I don't know if this is true, but apparently she offered to go topless in that movie and Johnny Depp said no. And there was like a meme. I don't know what movie it was. I don't think it was Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe Transformers. Maybe I don't know other movies, but I mainly know her from the MCU. Sorry. Now, she first appeared in Iron Man 2 as an undercover agent for Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. to just scope out Iron Man, see how he is, see if he'd be good for the Avengers, see if he's like evil or not. And, Iron Man, he was thirsting over Black Widow hard. He really wanted some Black Widow. The first thing she was really in, she came to give Tony some documents to sign, and she went under another name. She had like documents in the internet to go under that other name, so she was like, really good incognito. And she was, I remember Iron Man was boxing Happy, like he was, like sparring with him, and he was like, "Okay, I'll sign this junk while you spar with my boy Happy." She goes up there and she's just looking at him, and Happy's like telling her all these techniques, and she's not really listening. I'm sorry. I just remember having like, don't take your eye off your opponent. He threw a swing. She caught it, flipped him around, slammed him on the ground, and put him in like a chokehold. And he was like, oh, snap, oh, snap, oh, snap. Hey, you okay, okay? She like, oh, my bad. I didn't, did I keep my eye off you? I remember there was theories that, because she doesn't know who her real father is. I don't know in the comics we ever meet him. Probably it's been going on for so many years. We probably meet her real father and mother. But, because she was sort of kidnapped as a child and put into the Red Room, it was like the assassin academy that she got put into. And in Age of Ultron, I'm getting ahead of myself. We find out when she's talking to Hulk that at the end of the sort of training, when you're basically grown and you become like one of the top assassins there, you have to go under surgery to make sure you can't have kids. I don't know why. I mean, I guess because, if you have a kid, they have the same basic moves as you. But I'm not saying like, but you know what I mean? Like, if you have like a martial artist and he has a kid, your kid is gonna have martial artist blood in him, and he's gonna like pick it up pretty quickly. I guess they didn't want that. Other than that, I don't really see. Or I guess if you become pregnant, you can't train and you can't fight. So maybe that's another reason. It's because they didn't want them. They didn't want them to become pregnant and fall in love and then stop killing people. And she has done a lot of bad stuff in the past. We found out in Avengers, like she has a lot of blood on her hands. She's trying to become better and become good. That's why she joined Shield in the Avengers. But she has a lot of blood on her hands. And she's just trying to rectify that. There was theories that the main villain Iron Man 2, Whiplash, that dude, that he was her father. I didn't really look into the theory like that, so I don't really know if that's true or not, but maybe. Other than she took like a whole building by herself to go to get Whiplash, but he wasn't even in there. By the time she got to him, it was just he left in that big Iron Man suit, and that's really all she did in that movie. And then we find out at the end she was working for Nick Fury the whole time. Next time we see her is the Avengers. She's part of the team. She gets along with everybody pretty well. After the Avengers, she really gets along with Hulk and Cap the most. Everybody, I mean, and Hawkeye. Those are like the three main people she gets along with the most and better with. And Falcon because of Winter Soldier. I mean, Thor. She gets along with Thor. So she's not really trusting too well to be on the team. You can tell that in Winter Soldier and in Avengers. She's not really that trusting to be on the team, but she is open to the idea. She is getting to it. That one scene when I watched it, I actually thought Loki broke her down because I think he looked into her mind a bit, and he was bringing up all the blood on her hands and stuff. And Black Widow, she was shaking and sweating, and she was looking down, and she was crying. I was like, "Yo, that's wild! Did he just break her down?" But no, she was just faking, and she was like, "Okay, well, I guess I know how truly evil you are, so I'm really not gonna let you out the cage now." He was trying to trick her to let him out the prison hall, but he was okay. He was like, "What? Hold up, wait a second. You just tricked me?" Yep. All right then. Anything? She didn't do anything too impactful in that movie either. The most impactful thing, I guess, was when they were fighting on the ground with Cap. Like her and Cap were the main two fighting on the ground, and she was doing a pretty good job fighting. She did a few combo attacks. It was really using her taser things. I know I'm getting a bit of ahead of I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. I was gonna say something, but yeah, that's really all. I don't remember any good jokes or anything. It only, I mean, this wasn't a joke, but I remember Thor was like, "Hey, you need to be careful. This is my brother Loki. We're talking about," because they were like making fun of him and calling him crazy. And Natasha just looked at him like, he killed 80 people in 2 days. I mean, I guess that's supposed to be a joke because, like, 2 days, 80 people, like, that's wild, bro. How's that your brother? Come on now. That's all I really get for on that one. Uh, sorry, excuse me. Just woke up. Next time we see her is Winter Soldier. And in that movie, she really couldn't be trusted because I remember there was that scene where she was uploading documents to a hard drive, and Kat was like, "We're supposed to be saving the hostages, because they could die." So like, "Oh, that's your plan. This is my plan." And he grabs her, and he was like, "What are you thinking right now? These are lives at stake." She's like warming up to be on a team and wants a soldier really. And see, it's her, Cap, and Falcon are the three main dudes because Nick Fury, quote unquote, dies, and they have to try to bring Hydra out of Shield because Hydra infiltrated Shield. He does a really good job in that movie with the any main jokes. I can't really remember any major jokes. I remember the scene where I remember she fought him with the soldier when he caught them on the bridge because what happened? What happened? I remember he blew up the car and then everybody went flying. I think she did a few. No, this was really good. I like what she did here. She went under the bridge to dodge some gunfights. She took out some dudes. So she's in the shadow part, on right under the bridge. She's running towards the outside of the bridge. The Winter Soldier grabs his gun and gets ready for her to pop out. And she sees the shadow of the Winter Soldier, just looking out for her to run out. And she stops, and then she goes all the way. I'm like, okay, that is smart. I like that. That was a really smart technique. And it was also smart. I remember she recorded her voice on something and like threw it on her car, and she recording it to make it look like she's like calling in for backup. So then when Soldier gets there, it's just a little recording ball. He turned around and Natasha's right there. She does tangle with him a bit and with her techniques, but the Winter Soldier outmatches her because of strength. And not really technique, it's really just the strength part because Natasha was like really zipping around, going around him, doing like choking him, punching him, tripping him up. Like, she has a lot of good movement and striking power. It's just that she doesn't have that many muscles to make up for that. So he was able to overpower her and grab her. Plus, he knows the techniques too. But then, luckily Cap came in and got him. At the end, when they had to take him out, oh yeah, that's right. I forget. That was a cool scene where there was like that face mask technology, and she was posing as that old woman. When she put out the gun, the old woman just took out the whole room and put out the gun, and everybody like, what? What just happened? And she takes it off. She was like, "Oh, my bad. Did I just ruin your moment?" And that was pretty cool. I like that. And then after that, when Nick Fury saved her, she got into the helicopter to go save Falcon. And that was about it. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at my phone to make sure I get every movie she was in. Gotta make sure. Uh Next up was, oh really? It was Age of Ultron? Oh yeah, it was Age of Ultron. That's wild. Age of Ultron, she got a new look because Iron Man 2, Avengers, and Winter Soldier, her outfits basically look the same, just a little change on her belt. Age of Ultron, of course, she really changed up her look. She got the blue stripes on her outfit now. She got the blue tasers and guns out. And I like this look. I like this look the best. Well, no. I like her movie looked the best, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, um, in this movie, she starts to develop feelings for Bruce Banner, the Hulk, and they pseudo kind of start dating, which is kind of nice in the beginning. Uh, no, she wasn't on the motorcycle. She was with Hawkeye. And remember, he got shot. And he had to like, she had to like save him and carry him to safety because that was a pretty bad shot he got. Oh yeah, and she is the only Avenger that can really calm down Hulk because Hulk was like wilding, and she walked up to him and put her hand on his arm, and was like, "The sun's getting real low. Come on, big guy, it's time to go back." And then he feels for her guy. I think Hulk kind of likes Black Widow too, so that's how he was able to calm down and de-transform. I always wonder like, I wonder how she did that at first. Like, this obviously this was not the very first time she ever done this. She had to do this a couple times before. I wonder how that happened in the first place. Like, obviously, you got to think we should probably think of a way to calm down Hulk faster after we're done because he'll just keep on rampaging forever because he's always like that. I wonder how she like came up with that idea and how to like touch his arm and make sure he doesn't punch her into oblivion. That'd be wild. And that's when we find out that the Red Room made her so she couldn't have kids, and because it was talking to Hulk and they were talking about how they're both monsters, so they could be together. I remember she get captured by Ultron. And no, I mean no. Before that, I think one of the coolest scenes was when she was on that motorcycle and Cap dropped his shield and she picked it up and threw it to him and then Cap caught it and then he kept fighting with Ultron. That was pretty cool. She was doing take out the Ultron box pretty swiftly. She there was this one scene. It was that one scene where they grabbed Vision's body. I didn't really get this. When they grabbed his body, she she and Hawkeye were the main two trying to grab the body. So she was in the truck where the body was. And Hawkeye had the helicopter, and she was supposed to slide the body out, hold on to it, and drop into the body. I mean, drop into the helicopter with Hawkeye with it. And then she was like, "I have it right here." And Hawkeye was like, "How do you want me to take it?" Apparently, that was like a sexual joke. I don't really get that joke though. I didn't get that joke at all. No matter how many times I rewatched the movie, and it gets to that part and they say it. I think people just I think I never heard a lot of people say that. It was just like a few. Maybe they just taking it out of proportion. I really don't get it all. I really don't. I remember when she got captured by Ultron. One of this scared her too. It kind of scared me when I first watched it. It was when Ultron was like, when you shoot, I forgot like what he basically said, but he was like, just you get a new body and become stronger. While he was saying it in the middle of it, his newer body came up, killed his old body by like ramming his hand through it and then ripping it apart. And then his new body came up out of nowhere. It was like you become stronger, and then he left. And Ultron really wanted Black Widow. The reason he didn't kill Black Widow was because Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver left him, and he was like, I'm just lonely. I want somebody to talk to. This is sad. I lost everybody that was on with me. I mean, on board with this, and now it's just a pile of me's looking around at me. I just want somebody to look at, somebody to talk to besides myself. Like he's getting lonely. That's why. And then that scene where Bruce comes to go save her, and he was like, "I'm not gonna Hulk out, come to save you." She kissed him, threw him down a well, and I don't know how she was able to hold on to Bruce when he was a Hulk form. He jumped out of the compound and jumped into the forest. When as soon as they got to the forest, I was like right next to the compound. She fell off, and then she started walking herself. But when he jumped, it started like going crazy. I don't know how she held on for that long. That was wild. Other than that, there was no big moments in the Battle of Sokovia. She just helped out like normal. And then at the end, yeah, everything was fine and dandy. After that, let's see, what's the next movie my girl was in? Civil War. She was in the beginning scene with Cap, Falcon, everybody else to track down Punisher. One of the funniest scenes was when there was this canister they had to get from them, and everybody split apart. So Black Widow took these two guys, Falcon took these two guys. Anyway, Black Widow took out her guy, who I think one dude had a gun. As soon as Black Widow would have been able to disarm him. She was finna do it, but a little Falcon, it was like a little wing bird thing he could control on his arm. He came, shot the dude, and she was able to grab the vial. And then Falcon could talk to him, talk through it. And Falcon was like, yo, this is my little red bird. Pet him. Why don't you pet him? She was like, I'm not petting your bird. That's really funny. When the Sokovia Accords that brought up Black Widow, now Winter Soldier, she told all the like governments and stuff, you want us, come get us. We're not gonna listen to you. But in the Civil War, she was one of the ones on Cap. I mean, not Cap. On I thought she would be on Cap's side. That's wild. But she was on Iron Man's side. She was like, maybe we do need to be put in check or whatever, and maybe the government needs to take over us. Even Falcon was like, Aren't you the person that told the government to go, if, bought themselves? Come on now. You gotta. Why are you choosing this side? I think she feels bad for some of the property damage that he's done, especially after the Sokovia thing that just happened when Scarlet Witch blew up that building. Obviously, I never understood that. That got me so mad. I was like, that's that's not their fault. Like, okay, maybe that last part, maybe that was their fault. Maybe she could have done it something else. But like the Battle of New York, that wasn't their fault. Loki came out of nowhere with that army and started rampaging. They came up and just stopped them. That wasn't their fault. Age of Ultron, okay, that was Tony's fault and Bruce's. Okay, I can give you that one. Anything else though? I was like, really, most of it wasn't really their fault. I don't know why everybody's spazzing about this. This is wild. He was on their side. He became good friends with Black Panther when they had to go sign it. There was that one scene everybody was hyping up when Black Panther was getting into his car, drive away after his father died and everything. And she was one of the ones trying to calm down Black Panther, not to go out after the Winter Soldier and try to go kill him. But Black Panther's mad. His father just died, so he's gonna go. Anyway, I remember when he was walking to his car to get in, and one of his women bodyguards were up there. No, no, no. She was talking to him, and then the bodyguard came up, and she was like, "Moved, or you will be moved." And Black Widow just looking out like, "Who you think you are?" And Black Panther he was like hyping it up. He said, "As that fight would be interesting to watch, we have to go. So I'll see you later, Miss No Romanoff. Wait, Natasha No Romanoff. Miss Romanoff. Yeah." I don't know who would win that fight actually, because okay, without gadgets, just bare hands. I don't know. They both been trained up since kids. Maybe Wakanda Styles is a bit harder and tougher. I don't know. She did look like she had a bit more muscle to her than Black Widow, but Black Widow does have those techniques. I like Black Widow more, so I'll put my money on Black Widow. But we never know who will actually win. In the airport fight, she fought. Who did she fight? Remember, she did fight Hawkeye for a little bit, but they were pulling their punches because they were friends. Oh yeah, Hawkeye was like, "Are we still friends after this?" Depends on how hard you hit me. And then Scarlet Witch came out of nowhere, grabbed her and just flew her into like a wall. She fought Ant Man for a while. Well, not in a while. She was really dogging Ant Man until he turned small. He like did a flip move, and then she just turned on her tasers, and then he went flying. And then when Cap and Bucky were trying to go onto the helicopter, Black Panther was trying to stop them, but she shot Black Panther with her tasers to make sure she didn't get there. And then she was like, you asked me to get them to you, not to capture them, because she still felt bad for them. That's their friends, and this whole thing is even. She was one of the ones that felt bad about this whole situation. Like our friends are being turned against each other and they're fighting. I hate this. I really hate this. It's like in your friend group, two friends are arguing. Some of the friends go on this side, some other friends go on that side. They start fighting, bickering. The whole friend group is gonna fall apart, and you're just in the middle. Like this sucks. I'm gonna lose almost everybody. Either I choose a side, I'm not gonna see those friends anymore. This really sucks. She was one of the ones it hurt the most. She didn't go to jail because she wasn't on Cap's side, but she was still in the government's favor. But she didn't really still like the government like that. After Winter Soldier, oh yeah, I remember. Sorry, in Age of Ultron, she recorded a message that'll be useful later on Ragnarok. When she was like, "All right, big guy, we can't track you in close mode, and you're the only one that can turn this helicopter around. So come on, let's just go home." Okay, next movie. I'm pretty sure it's Infinity War, but I just want to make sure I don't mess it up. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's Infinity War. Infinity War. She has white hair. At first, I thought she just wanted to dye her hair red. I mean white, And I thought the movie producers didn't mind that, so they were okay. It's your life, you okay. But what I didn't understand was like I think like a day or so before I saw Infinity War, I saw the trailer for Ghost in the Cell, and she had white hair in that movie. I think she had to have white hair too. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. She had to dye her hair for that movie, and I bet like right after that she had to do Infinity War. And they were like, we don't have time to dye. I mean, dyeing your hair doesn't take that long, I guess. I don't think. Well, no, I think her natural hair is red anyway. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. I think that's her natural hair is red. So I guess they didn't want to just dye it red and then she have to cut it all again. I guess they were like, just let it grow back in. It's whatever. Just keep it white. I didn't mind it. I heard some people had a problem with it. I thought, it's whatever. She wanted to dye her hair. She can dye her hair. It's whatever to me. I didn't really mind it. I didn't care. In that movie, she was with Cap when she fought Cletus Glaive and his wife, and she was, she was actually kind of showing mercy. She was sort of like the parent to Scarlet Witch and Vision. She was like, "I told you guys to check in. I'm sorry." They go to Wakanda, and she helps in the Wakanda fight. Obviously, she fights those monsters. She does fight Clueless Glaive's wife for a while. She is holding her own, which is really good for her. But then, Okoye and Scarlet Witch help. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, they help out and they're able to defeat her. She didn't get to fight Thanos at all in this movie or in Endgame because as soon as she started running up to Thanos, Thanos made like a bunch of wood pop up and she fell over. Obviously, she's not one of the ones that does it. It did hit her one of the most. She did when everybody does it. It did hit her the most. Because well, no, Hawkeye didn't disappear. Well, I guess there's other people that disappeared, and she was really hopeful for. They lost her next appearance in Endgame. I liked Endgame Black Widow because that's where she dies too. This is said because her hair. In every trailer, people were trying to figure out the timeline with her hair because part of her hair was white, and then there was like some red spots around it, which was really cool. I like that. Um, and people were trying to think, okay, well, it takes this long for your hair to grow back when it's dyed or whatever. So, and look at her hair. This in this frame, look at her hair in this frame. Like a lot of people were doing that when the Endgame trailers were coming out. So they were just trying to think of the timeline, what's going on with her hair. Anyway, in the beginning of Endgame, it hurt her one of the most because she was just trying to find some sort of way to find it. Because when they went to go get Thanos, no, I mean they went to go get the stone from Thanos, and he was like destroy the stones, and Thor killed him. There was literally no way to go back and get everybody back without those stones, and he destroyed them. So it hit her the most. I remember she was eating the sandwich and crying, just looking at old clips of everybody, which was sad. But Cap came to go cheer her up. Ant-Man came to go try and heist. She went back in time with Hawkeye. Uh, I guess it was really just Hawkeye on a mission with her, but it was with War Machine and Nebula too, and they went to Vormir. The whole time in the movie, I was thinking like, who's going to Vormir? Why? I was like, when is Nebula gonna bring up that one of you guys have to die to get the stone for Vormir? I kept thinking that, and when there was those two going, I was like, hold up, what? And then the whole time, Black Widow and Hawkeye, they were trying to kill each other, kill themselves so they can get the Soul Stone. Because Black Widow was like, you have a family, you can't kill yourself, so I'm gonna do it. And Hawkeye was like, "You're my family," and he ran off. But then she tased him. Hawkeye jumped off in time though, but as he hooked Hawkeye up to like her grapple hook thing, and then he grabbed her so he wouldn't fall, and then she let go, and then she fell and died, which was sad. And people were mad that she didn't get like a proper funeral in Endgame. I was mad about it after I watched Endgame because in the middle of Endgame, I wasn't really thinking about it. Cause as soon as they got back, they got the stone, he put it in the gauntlet. Then they had to fight Thanos, and the base blew up. Like all this stuff was happening, and then Tony's funeral. So I wasn't really thinking like, yo, where's Black Widow funeral? I was thinking like, yo, what's going on? How are they gonna get out of this? I was like, wow, this is crazy. Anyway, the way she just let go of Hawkeye's arm, she was crying. She was like telling him sorry. That hit. That scene hit. Like I didn't cry, but you could tell my eyes were kind of watering up. Like they might have cried. That was a deleted scene I would have liked way better with like Widow and Hawkeye. Apparently, in the deleted scene, Thanos was gonna catch them on Vormir, and then his army came, and Black Widow and Hawkeye were fighting his army. But while they were fighting him, like those laser shots actually hit Black Widow. Like one went through her arm, one went through her leg. Like she was getting messed up. And then I think Hawkeye got shot too, and he couldn't like move. He couldn't walk. He didn't get paralyzed. It was just it was just in a bad spot. It hurt so much he couldn't get up. And Thanos started walking towards him, and Black Widow saw that, and she was like, "Okay, I need to jump off and save Hawkeye." So when she did that, Hawkeye was like, "Wait, no, no!" And then she died, and then the big flash happened. So they right before, because in the scene, right before Thanos was finna cut Hawkeye, the flash happened when he died, and then Hawkeye got the stone. I would like that scene way better with Black Widow because it made it look like she worked for it. Like that final battle, like we got a good dude. It's just a time crunch. That was wild, man. I would like that scene way better for her, but it didn't happen. That sucks. After that, her next movie appearance is going to be her own solo movie. They say the solo movie is supposed to take place in between Civil War and Infinity War, and when she goes back to like Russia to go take down the Red Room that where she was in, because she didn't want anybody else to be caught up in the Red Room. Oh, okay, that's nice. She's gonna get help from her sister, which is like she's in the comic. It's basically like another Black Widow. Basically, her brother. I mean, they're not like literally like related, like brother sister. They get grew up like that. He's the Red Guardian. It's like a bootleg Russian version of Captain America, and the main villain. Sorry, I had a cough. The main villain in that movie is going to be Taskmaster, which can copy your moves along you fight him, and he can know what you're gonna do. That's going to be a very good villain. She has her white suit in this movie because she does do that for like snow ops. She her new black suit is very detailed, very nice. She got the Black Widow symbol on her belt. She got the katanas. I mean, not katanas, staff things. I don't know what you call them. Yeah, I really don't know. Apparently, in the movie, they have a bunch of Red Room like students, like her was, but apparently now they're mind controlling them, so now they're even more vicious and stuff, which makes it very more dangerous. Very more dangerous. That would be very bad. Um, it was supposed to come out in May, but it got delayed until I think it was supposed to be later this year. Then I heard something about maybe it might go to Disney Plus, and then maybe it might go to next year. Now they are also starting to open movie theaters back up, so maybe just maybe they might put it back in movie theaters when the movie theater things are 15 cents. Obviously, this would have been made as Black Widow movie, but hey, now I heard since she didn't get a proper burial in Winter Soldier, since he didn't get a proper burial in Endgame, I heard something's gonna happen. Probably the after credit scene is gonna make up for that. Yeah, probably after credit scene. Who knows what that would be? I don't know. I kept thinking like, yo, what if because Hulk said when he snapped with his fingers with the Infinity Gauntlet, he really tried to bring Black Widow back. He really did, but it wouldn't work because she's not here with them. I was thinking, what if it did bring her back? It's just that when they brought her back, she came back alive on Vormir back in time. So she's stuck on Vormir back in time. So she has to find some sort of way to get back to Earth in their time. But I was like, I don't know how she could possibly do that. I guess the Infinity Stones are still around in that timeline, but to get them all together, or I guess you don't. You just got to get the time stone, really. Yeah, but that's all the way in New York. So, oh yeah, I guess you just got to find somebody back to Earth. I don't know how. I don't know how she can get back to Earth all the way on Yormir. There was that superhero squad. I don't think she was in that. I remember I watched it when I was a kid. I watched all the episodes, all the season. I don't think she was in that. She might have been. I just didn't see her, or maybe she wasn't that prominent. But I really don't remember her being in Superhero Squad. I heard that her sister, like Marvel, already confirmed that she's gonna be the next Black Widow. That sucks. I really I really like Black Widow. Like when her and Hawkeye on Vermia, I was like, I don't know which one I would want to go because I love Hawkeye and I love Black Widow. I really love one over the other. They just have just good chemistry, and there's always that running joke that was like, remember when we were in Budapest? Like something happened in Budapest. Either that's gonna stay a joke or they're gonna show off what really happened in Budapest. Because I heard that. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget. Black Widow was doing all her killing sprees junk when she was evil back in the day, and they sent Hawkeye after her to kill her. But Hawkeye chose not to kill her and bring her on the shield. I remember she was like, why did you save me like that? I think he was like, I saw the good in you or something. He said something like that. I forget. But he was supposed to kill her and he didn't, which was kind of nice of you, boy. Because then we wouldn't get to see Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Well, that's really all I got for you today. Like, and subscribe. I hope see able to come back into the Marvel universe somehow. Maybe in Multiverse of Madness, there's like a different version, and they can bring Scarlet Witch back. There has to be I know she's coming back to do the voice acting for whatever she's going to be doing in Marvel's What If, that cartoon series they're making. Other than that, I don't really know anything else she really got herself into movie wise. But yeah, Scarlett Johansson, she's a great actor. I love her at Black Widow. It's sad to see her go. She didn't have a good run though. She did. Iron Man 2 wasn't really a big movie like that. I'm saying like she didn't have a big part in it like that. She wasn't like one of the main characters. But she wasn't what one, two, three. Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot to talk about it. Up until Black Widow, her little taser thing's been blue. I've been fine with that, but apparently in the comics they're supposed to be red, and in the new solo Black Widow movie they are gonna be red. People are happy about that. I didn't. I was already so used to blue. I did like the red though, because it made sense. But I was already so used to blue. I was like, oh, it's whatever. That's why I had blue and red on her name, because I was like, whatever. I was already used to both, but I do like the red. Oh yeah, and I almost forget. Apparently, she was in Death Battle. She went against uh what's her name again? Widowmaker from Overwatch, and Black Widow won. Anyway, apparently she has the super soldier serum in her. Now, when Cap took it, it made him go from a 5 to like a 36,000. So like it made a big jump. But when they put like Widow into it, they didn't give her that much. She might have went from like a 7 to a 10 or like a 7 to a 9. It did jump her up, but not that much. You know what I'm saying? So she does have a bit extra validity to run and to exercise and to keep her stamina up, but it's not as much as Cap. That's why she's not like bulking with the muscles and biceps, the six pack. She does have that, but it's not as big as Cap. So that's funny. Sorry. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. This is I Like Black Widow from the Marvel or MCU. Yeah. Bye bye. Thumbs up. I can't wait to play her in the Marvel Avengers game. I think she's gonna be good. Her ultimate, I think, is the bow staff. That bow staff's gonna be pretty mean to use. You know what I'm saying?